What's up, y'all? And boy, do I got a topic for y'all. Oh yeah, by the way, the fact that I'm making a video in my car on my cell phone wearing a black v-neck t-shirt is completely coincidental, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, today's topic is about our boy Derrick Jaxn. Because he's recently been caught up in a little bit of a scandal. And I'm going to try to be as fair, diplomatic, and down the middle about this as I possibly can. But as you guys know, cancel culture is on the rise, and people across the board on social media look for any reason to cancel you or to try to silence you. But that's why I asked this question. Because of recent events, should Derrick Jaxn be canceled or should he be forgiven? And for people who are not in the know, Derrick Jaxn is a life coach / relationship guru. If you haven't seen him on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and all other social media platforms for about at least the last 5 or 6 years. And he's caught up in a scandal because apparently he has been cheating on his wife since about 2017 for about the past 4 years or so. So yeah, and I'm gonna be diplomatic about this first. Now, we're all human. Everybody makes mistakes. And even someone like Derrick Jaxn, who's considered, holier than thou, he's considered the picture perfect, nice guy. He's considered everything that a woman wants in a man, handsome, tall, chivalrous. That's the reason why the majority of his fans are females. And like I said, not there's anything wrong with that. And the advice, and he does he give advice to men too? Yes, he does. But I'm in a little bit of a sector called the manosphere, and while Derrick Jaxn does give advice to men, he gives advice to men as to what's called blue-pilled advice. Basically, traditional courting and dating advice. Fellas, if you want to keep your woman happy or if you want to attract a woman, here's what you got to do. You have to take her out on dinner dates. Tell her she's pretty. You got to support her emotionally, mentally, and financially. You have to do everything that a woman says that she wants. I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but it's the fact that, that advice really will not work for the average man. But how do you know it's not going to work? All right, look at the days and the times we live in right now. We live in a Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B era. We live in the broke boys don't deserve no kitty era. That kind of, I know that's right. But yeah, oh yeah, and by the way, I'm going to talk about that video, and I'm going to talk about that in a whole nother video. But anyway, Derrick Jaxn's, the majority of advice will not work for the modern man. The reason why, because it's not 1953. It is 2021. That kind of traditional dating and courting blue pill advice, it won't work for the average guy. Mind you, Derrick Jaxn is 6'5", 220 pounds. He's built like he should be playing running back for the Tennessee Titans. Now, and I'm going to tell you this. If Derrick Jaxn looked like Quasimodo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, nobody will listen to his advice, especially women. And he actually did take to social media with his wife to make a live video to do some damage control. Now, whether or not you guys forgive him is completely on you. Like I said, everybody makes mistakes. But here's the thing, is where does he go from here? Because he spent so much time building his fan base. And the thing is, he has a certain image that he has to uphold. Now, that image is tarnished now that you have been exposed for being a fraud and for being a phony. So the thing is, what's the point of being a relationship guru, or what's the point of giving out people relationship advice if you don't take it yourself? Like I said, don't get me wrong, because everybody does make mistakes. But really, Derrick Jaxn did this to himself. So there really is nobody else to blame but him. And I also hate to say this, but Derrick Jaxn is what you call a pander bear, or the red pill community likes to call what he does simping. Basically, simping is a man who puts himself in a subservient position to a woman to win over her affection. And as I mentioned before, it does not work with the majority of women. Most women can sniff that out. But the thing is, I guess if you're built like a linebacker or a running back, then you can get away with that. But a lot of people saying Derrick Jaxn is simping and saying that Kevin Samuels was right the whole time, everyone's like, well, like there's this whole war on social media, especially on Twitter, like, oh, well, women hate Kevin Samuels, but they love Derrick Jaxn. But now that Derrick Jaxn's been exposed, it was like, Kevin Samuels is right. But the thing is, every guy has simped at some point. They all have, because the thing is, we need to go through that little blue pill simp phase to learn what we did wrong. Because there's a lot of quote unquote nice guys out here, myself included, who was like, well, I did this. I courted the girl. I opened the door for her. I was nice to her. And, you know, the girl still didn't return my affection. What did I do wrong? I'm going to tell you what you did wrong. She just wasn't attracted to you, homie. And that's the case with a lot of these women out here, is like, in order for a woman to reciprocate your kindness, she first has to be attracted to you. And like I said, this is a whole other topic right here, but, and I've mentioned this before, is the fact that you shouldn't do something nice for a woman just to get her affection. You should do it just because it's the right thing to do. You should do it just because you have some kind of morals, you have some kind of values, and you have some kind of common courtesy. But does Derrick Jaxn recover from this? I say yes. Like I said, it's going to take some time, but I mean, eventually he's going to recover from it and it'll be like it never happened. But the thing is, I do think that he's probably going to lose a huge, good portion and chunk of his fan base, but I really do think he'll be all right. I mean, because we've seen people come back from cancel culture before. I mean, Doja Cat. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Like, you know, for everybody who followed Derrick Jaxn for the better or for the worse, do y'all really think he should be canceled or forgiven? And will you continue to follow and take his advice? And if you don't, are you going to watch the video just for the entertainment factor? Anyway, I'm out, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.